Welcome to another Rules You Got Wrong, Mr. Rulebook. Here we're going to talk about the game between Orks and Imperial Guard. It was actually a really fun game, lots of new things. Let's take that out, because it needs to be on the other side. Alright, let's start. General Cross. Were you doing get hot rolls for all the plasma weapons? Fantastic army though. He was, what a lot of people don't understand is that on the executioner tanks, whatever, the triple blast plasma shot on the main gun does not have the gets hot rule, but the sponsons do. So he was making a few of those, but most of the game he wasn't even shooting with the sponsons just because it was hard to get the angle off, but he was rolling for them. Fluid Space. Paint job on the Imperial Guard is really awesome. Great job. I know, right? And they're Canadian. Well, it's awesome, obviously. Captain Obvious. Trucks only got 2 hull points, and it's strength 4 for passengers inside an exploding vehicle. Not if you're open. Well, not if you're a truck, because it used to be open top is strength 3, and now open top is still strength 4, the same as everyone else. But because trucks have a ramshackle table, when you blow up or you get destroyed, either of those results are completely negated, and you roll on the ramshackle chart instead. So every single time you would get destroyed or wrecked, or explodes on a truck, then you instead take every single instance, so it could be even 2 to 3 times. If you roll like 3 explodes time, then like it would be 3 dice on the ramshackle chart, and then you take the result, the lowest result of what you roll, and the lower is more exploding and stuff. But it says strength 3 because it was in the old edition, but luckily it helps boys survive, because otherwise they would just die a horrible, horrible, horrible death. And most likely it will happen anyways. Ork Benji. Dan, grow that beard a little more so you can braid it. Oh, yes. Miller 555. Blood Claws are only weapon skill 3. Orks would hit them on 3s. Yes, I looked it up. And I was like, what? So that's next time. That's good to know. Thank you. Thank you for that. Taifan. Drop pods are still scatter onto difficult terrain and take dangerous terrain tests if they do so. Their guidance system only stops them from scattering into impassable terrain on their models. Oh yeah, you're correct on that. Yes. Kill Jaden 492. Awesome name, by the way. I love Warcraft. Shouldn't the Wolf Lord with Thunder Hammer have gone at Initiative 1 with the Power Axes and Power Claws? I think he did. Either he was in the challenge or something else, if we did it separate. But I think he might have done it before, then we negated we did understand it though. But yes, you are correct. Face the Ruin. Yay, finally got some Imperial Guard action. Good job, guys. Now let's go for more of Jordan Steel Legion. By the way, Canadian Guard look awesome. Yes, I actually plan on playing Jordan in the somewhat near future. Because yes, I do need to rematch. Last time I slaughtered him, and he definitely wants to kill me back. So, I mean, I can't take that away from him, can I? At least give him a chance to, you know? Definitely. Wild DSP, how did you assault out of vehicles, Dan? Killy B. Bean, 1, 2, 3. If I'm correct, an allied detachment can only take 1 HQ, but he took 2, which meant that it was double force orc for the entire army. He only had 1 HQ in Imperial Guard and 2 troops, and only 1 troops for the Wolves, meaning a very legal list. Except that Space Wolves do shenanigans with force orc chart. But I'm not sure if that actually applies to... No, you use all the normal rules for the Codex when you take an allied detachment. So yeah, it would be legal, as far as I understand it. So reread Space Wolves Codex. Basically, they can take like multiples of the Force Org. They kind of ignore it somewhat. You know, classic Space Marine ignore everything rules. Finn Player 123. If you have 2 weird boys, does that mean you can possibly get 3 wogs per game? No, you can get 5 or 7 if that's how many turns there are, because now it says at the beginning of your shooting phase. Now I often forget to do this, but at the beginning of your shooting phase you declare a wog. So you can decide, do I want to call Wagner's turn, yes or no, right at the beginning of the shooting phase. So sometimes I cheat and wait till after I shoot and think, do I need to walk still? Is I kill enough? Is it far? So I'll endeavor to remember to do that more. But at the same time, it also says at the beginning of the shooting phase, you roll for your Weird Boy power. And your Weird Boy power could possibly be a WOG. So if it's a WOG, you keep your normal WOG in reserve, because in addition to your normal one. And so at the beginning of your shooting phase, when you would call your WOG, you roll for your Weird Boy power. If it's a WOG, you yell your WOG, and then you still have another one guaranteed that you can call sometime else. And when you have two, that's, you know, it adds up, and then you upgrade them to Warp Head so you can re-roll that, and because it's only on a 6. So then all of a sudden it's a very good chance you get those multiple WOGs. That's why I brought the 2 Weird Boys. That's actually the only reason. Because with those, I mean, and I got some melted shots too, they didn't do anything. But in addition to that, then you also can, you know, your DACA jets just DACA just constantly. So it's just, you do so much damage, and it's hilarious. I really want to try it with 4 Weird Boys with 6 DACA jets at 2,000 points. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I do have the 6 DACA jets. I need 2 more Weird Boys. So someone challenge me, come in and bring 2 Weird Boys with them, and I'll do it if you want to face it. And bring your own ridiculous list as well. It'll be great. Obviously, it'll be at least 2,000 points. Where were we? I got off on a tangent. When he was shooting his plasma cannons at the Weird Boy in his unit, he can only allocate wounds to what he can see. As soon as there are no visible models left, the wound pool empties. As the Weird Boy was the only visible model in that squad, they should have all been allocated to him, except for blasts. In FAQ, they changed that, so if a blast hits more models, they can kill more models, but at the same time, can you only kill the models that you hit? Because it says, I'm going to have to reread the FAQ, but I'm pretty sure that, I'm 100% positive that if you shoot a blast, even though you can only see one model, the blast hits other models, you can also hurt those models as well. And because I was lookout stirring all my, from the Weird Boy, all those wounds would have been continued to be able to kill because it would be on the Weird Boy. And then the Weird Boy died. Or did he die? I can't remember a thing. Anyways, that's the way it works. Mob Deep. Moab Deep? No, Mob Deep. I am not seeing the overheat rolls on executioners because only their side sponsons are necessary for it. And then most of the time they weren't shooting because they were like turning around, shooting behind them, all that kind of stuff. Loot! When the ramshackle exploded, it was strength 3 and toughness of a veteran is 3. So at 1-4, he would have done another wound. Oh yeah, I'm so used to 5's the wound, because, you know, orcs are tough. But I gotta remember that everyone else in the world is sissies. Outside of people in power armor, you know. Demonic Potato. Regrouping is a normal leadership test, according to the 6th edition rulebook. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to use my boss pool. Yeah, well, boss pool is only used for morale checks. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, you're right. Can't use boss pool with testing and regroup. That happens there. My bad. Thin player 123. Definitely tell us what the mysterious objectives turn out to be, even if they might not affect gameplay. I personally find it interesting, and to add the bat reps as well as your warlord traits, which you didn't mention. I guess you shouldn't talk too loudly because Dan's on making a video right now. Yeah. So that dude's really unprofessional. So unprofessional. Jeez, guys. Jeez. That's a pretty sweet boss. Where was I? Yes, okay, so I will do it more. A lot of times I just, to be honest, I get a little bit lazy, or it's frustrating because so many times it absolutely has nothing to do with it, and so having to remember, and when you're filming, it's like, okay, you remember for the game, but then when you're doing the voiceover, and you're like, okay, what were they actually, and you have to reread the rule book and everything, but, so it's okay, I'll do it for you guys, I'll do it. Grendel. What about Linebreaker? And then Brown Buster is similar. Was the Weird Boy not in the Imperial Guard deployment? Well, no. Because it's hard to tell really with the diagonal deployment, because the diagonal, I was in his table edge, or table side. Table half, that's the word, that's the terminology. I was in his table half, but it's 12 inches in, and then you get it. So actually, there's not that much space, realistically, not more than you think. And so, one moment, Tom, my battle report just arrived. So no, I wasn't, unfortunately. So Line Breaker was not there. He just barely, and I was actually talking about that in the post game. If you rewatch it, if I would have run, because those 2 squads of boys were doing anything, if the 1 squad of boys just started running over, they might have been able to get the Line Breaker. Well, we probably would have got pummeled by the plasma cannon. So who knows? Dawes, no headless orc trophy. There's 3 more on my desk. I keep on forgetting them. But it's your responsibility. If you're gonna beat me, you gotta or grab the stuff from me. But now if you win, for future, remember, $53 on the store. Instant magnets. Well, anyways, thanks. Happy wargaming. Gotta go. But yeah, stay tuned for more battle reports.